Hello, we're Team 2 and our topic was about game design. What if you had an inventory for your thoughts? This is something the developers of Disco Elysium asked. Our case study is a digital role-playing game where the player acts as a detective or interrogator with a unique skill system at their disposal. The game took 5 years to develop and its initial release date was on October 15, 2019. It's made by an Estonian game studio, which name you can read on the screen, and it consists of 20 members. Its notable members are Robert Kurvits, Alexander Rostov, and Anton Lill. The developers used a tool named Artisy Draft. It's a program made for interactive storytelling and game content management. So, to analyze the design process, we chose Double Diamond, because with it, we could map clear challenges and outcomes within the design process. And it unfolded like this. The developers faced multiple challenges, like how to create tabletop experience digitally, where to place info, how to have more screen space, and how to present text well, how to engage people in the story, and how to make people understand the story. How to create a menu that gathers and combines information. In the Discover phase, they had several inspirations, which you can read on the screen. And as their game is very text-heavy, from the user inquiry they realized there were several problems. Especially that people say they don't like to read, but in reality people read social media every day. People like to stare and glaze over at text, yet they don't understand it. Then how to make people engage? So, in the define phase, their priorities were to create a dialogue engine that is as good and snappy as Twitter, make text personal, like in social media for engagement, make game story personal, and tell a story in many different ways to make people understand the story. So they decided that games should be aggressive and confrontational to keep players playing the game, and to be clear, comprehensible and understandable to players. As it is the final product, we could as of now view develop and deliver phases as one. So the accepted prototypes and outcomes were text on the right side of the screen, main info in the bottom right corner, to present dialogue system text in column shape. The text is upwards scrollable, and the menu system that combines and gathers ideas. The feedback they received was that people hate drag and drop when combining skills, and that the thought cabinet, their original idea, is not superfluous. Therefore, their original design was a success, and they also managed to make story more personal and understandable to the player. So, why did we choose Double Diamond? We chose Double Diamond because we could map clear challenges and outcomes to it. We could have also used human-centered design if we had been next to the design process ourselves, as it's rather iterative in nature. If we were to modify the Double Diamond model, we would like to add time complexity and extended ratio to it, because as Disco Elysium took 5 years to develop, it would have been interesting to know the amount of time being consumed in each phase. So, on the evolving map of design practice and design research, we believe the case study fits well within the area designated for design games. However, we believe they practiced with two different approaches. when it came to users. They did research about people's behavior, and until the end, they did not know if people would like their design. That is more of an expert approach. But they asked feedback and suggestions from other people during, for example, game conventions. So it is also in the participatory mindset. About their design. They based their design on various inspirations. They researched how these inspirations worked, like how Twitter works. So it is understandable why it resides on the lower side of the design-led. What makes this design still design-led is because they experimented with a new menu design, their thought cabinet, which was created for a completely new system. So, to conclude, the location is almost fit as suggested in design games. For Disco Elysium's case, however, we would move it between the expert mindset and the participatory mindset. The idea of this game was to design something that has not been done before. The thought cabinet's idea took a long time to even explain and to develop. So design is meant to be evolving with time, and over the past 30 years, almost every aspect of doing design has changed. So the three simple questions of what, who and why are getting very different answers. Disco Elysium's design process relates to the three slices of time in a way that, for example, with the thought cabinet, we could say they went back in time because they decided on the design themselves. They did, however, ask feedback later, so it's still within the 2014 timeframe. But as the lead designer and writer Robert Kurwitz said, we made it with the express purpose of being failure-proof, in a way that if it does not succeed, we have not wasted 5 years of our lives, and that is artistically solid. And this is what the design process is really about. You don't need it to succeed in order to succeed artistically. So, this is all from us, and thank you for listening and watching the video.